I was so frustrated with it all. I said, I'm sick of the politics. I've had it. And Monsignor O'Keefe, with his Irish brogue, says, now Lou, City Hall may be the shit pot of politics, but it is the model for all politics. And he was right. My first big break, I was looking desperately for a job in reporting because I saw a number of folks I liked and who'd been friends who were just having the time of their lives reporting, and this was in the early 70s. And I said, I want to do that. And I was making a very good living at the time in commercial banking. But as you are when you're in your mid-20s, I was pretty cocky about the idea that I could, well, make some money and also pursue what looked to be a great deal of fun. Yes, I am exactly that superficial. I was looking for fun when I got into journalism. First, I started talking to all of the major television networks, of course, ABC, CBS, NBC, because that's where television news was. And for some reason, they didn't want me. A terrific news director at KABC said, why don't you talk to someone in a small station, a radio station, TV station, it doesn't matter, and get it within about 200 miles of Los Angeles, and maybe we'll take a look at your work later, because, and he said it just this way, you're just crazy enough. You might be pretty good at this. So I did exactly what he said. I looked around the map of Los Angeles, and I came upon Yuma, Arizona. I'd gone through the list, and I called up a fellow by the name of George Neal, who was just a terrific broadcaster, radio broadcaster. He said, well, come on down. I don't think we've got anything, but it might be kind of interesting. He says, will you work cheap? And I said, I'm looking for a job. I'll do what's necessary. So I drove to Yuma, Arizona from Los Angeles, met at this little station in Yuma, which was, and I had never been to Yuma, Arizona before in my life, and I turned around, drove back to Los Angeles, heard from him about a week later, and he said, you're hired. At that point, it occurred to me I might ask how much I was going to make, and he said, we're going to put you on, it's a little more than what we normally pay, but you'll be making $75 a week. And at that point, I realized there was there was a certain downside to broadcast journalism that I hadn't anticipated. I started as a police and fire reporter in Yuma, Arizona on a 500-watt directional radio station, and I'd start every morning, get up about 3:30 in the morning, hit the local police department, the county sheriff's office, the fire department, the state patrol, make the rounds and put together a report for 5:30 in the morning. And I found that I was having a glorious time. A man by the name of Bob Kreitz owned the station. He had been the record producer, as it turns out, of a couple of pretty well-known singers, Sonny and Cher. And a terrifically inspiring fellow, because he believed in the commitment of a broadcast organization to reporting. One night I'm driving back from the station to my apartment, and I hear fruit tramps, which were folks who worked in the citrus groves, were in a life and death knife fight. In this instance, KBLU television and radio, in the person of me, was the first to arrive to witness the news event. And in quick order, I became part of the news event, because they decided that rather than simply have an intramural knifing, they might find a newly arrived target more enticing, and proceeded to come at me. And just as they got within, I'm going to say 10 feet of me, I heard one of the sweetest expressions I've ever heard any man make. And that was the voice of a Yuma County Sheriff's deputy saying, "This is the Yuma County Sheriff's Department. What's going on here?" I could have, if it had not been so unseemly, have hugged that sheriff's deputy, I assure you. And then Bob Kreitz offered me, after I'd been there about 9 months, a job on television. I got to be a field reporter in this little town, this little station, and I had my little Bell and Howell 100 feet of film. Everybody was nice enough to show me how to use it. I ended up at a very important meeting with Cesar Chavez down in San Luis, Sonora. I covered it, and it was a great, emotional, passionate speech, and the reaction of all of the farm workers was magnificent. I was sure I had this. I was ready to do my first television report. I showed up at the station with my little Bell and Howell, and 100 feet of absolutely black film. I learned in Yuma the importance of reporting, digging out facts that the community doesn't know, speaking truth to power, and even the drudgery of doing what is in your mind as a young and, I will confess, old journalist, and that is expanding the body of public knowledge. But I think you're truly fortunate if you begin at the beginning. And by that I mean in a small station, in a small organization in which you learn every single job in this craft. And it is a craft. You're going to have people tell you it's a profession. It's not. It's a craft. Learn it, and learn it by doing. Think of yourselves as you begin as an apprentice, and put away the pride. You're going to screw up. You're going to look a fool, and there's no helping that. If you're looking to be a star on television, you shouldn't even try to get into this business. If you're looking to be a reporter, a journalist, and you care about the issues and you care about the people those issues affect, this is the place for you. So work hard, stick it out, and do good. And oh yeah, be damn sure you have fun.